everyone and welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. Today we're talking about a whiskey I don't think we've done before, and that is green spots. I've got the yellow spot over my shoulder as well, just to give you a little bit of clarity regarding, the range. I don't have red spot in right now, which is a bit of a shame, but we can talk to you about these and just kind of give you the basics of what they're about and how they're doing. So green spot is the 10-year-old whiskey, and the yellow spot is the 12-year-old product. Green spot is bourbon and sherry matured. Yellow spot is bourbon, sherry, and Malaga wine cask matured, so a little bit different. But the most important story about this is the name. They're made by Middleton Distilleries in Cork in Ireland, so Jameson's, Redbreast, Powers, all those big names, and of course Middleton as well. But it's got a story linking back to Mitchell & Sons, which is a shop in Dublin, and they used to store casks of whiskey that they bought from what would have been Jameson's back in the day, underground under their shop, and used to paint a little spot on them to indicate what age they were. So green was like 8 to 10 years old, 12 years old was yellow, 15 years old was red, and if it was 20 years old or above, it was a blue spot. I know they brought red spot back, but I don't think blue spot's coming back for a while. If it is, it'll be a great surprise, because old pot still whiskey is hard to come across. And that's what these are. They're pot still whiskies, much like Redbreast and Powers. They're a combination of malted and unmalted barley distilled together to give you this kind of buttery, sweet, creamy, peppery, all-encompassing vibe. The only thing it's missing is smoke, but you could pick up on that with like a, charring of oak and that kind of thing. More sort of culinary smoke than medicinal smoke. But let's taste it. It's a 40% whiskey. It is coloured. I don't believe it's chill filtered. I know the yellow spot is non-chill filtered, but I think the green spot is because it's younger and a little bit more affordable. But we'll taste it, we'll smell it, we'll talk to you guys about it and see what you think. So first things first is the smell. There is a little bit of booze kicking up in the top, but I wouldn't let that put you off, because underneath that is this kind of freshly sawn wood, butterscotchy, toffee, exotic fruit flavour from it. It's like white grapes, kiwi, kumquats, mango. It's got this beautiful kind of, exotic island plethora of like exotic fruit things going on with it. That freshly sawn wood note I was talking about, there is some oak influence. It's gentle. There's like mellow spice, kind of like cumin, a little bit of pepper. And then there's almost like a cookie dough, like milk chocolate, almost white chocolate flavor coming through too. If you don't have a sweet tooth, whiskey probably isn't for you. But I think pot still whiskies are worth a try, because Redbreast is, in my opinion, the best. This isn't too far behind it. Kind of think of this as Redbreast 12's little brother. And on the subject of that, we'll taste it. Big green apples, pears, like apple juice, like pear juices and apple juices. White pepper. All these kind of fruit salad notes mixing with these kind of condiment flavors. I find it slightly salty, but in the sense of there's just enough in there to give it flavor. I've never tried salt with this, I've never tasted salt in this before, so that's a bit of a new one for me. It's almost like some bread spices, like baking spices. Things like mace. So I think I've mentioned cumin already. Almost like a rye bread element to it, this kind of like lightly spicy, peppery note. But underneath all that, there's, buttery, sweet, toffee fruit flavors, candied apples, the whole bobbin for apples thing at Halloween. Very balanced, very light, very elegant. It's a perfect summer whiskey. Not really experiencing summer in Manchester right now. It's just grey, constantly. But this gives me hope that sun will kind of come through those clouds at some point. But it's light, it's easy going. It's not as good as Redbreast, even though it's made by the same distillery. It's a little bit below it in my opinion. Like Redbreast 12, I give like a solid 7.5 to 8. I give that a 7, which isn't a bad score, perfectly respectable. It's affordable at a sort of 40 to 45 pounds a bottle. Easy drinking, available and approachable, which are three of the most important things in modern whiskey for sure. So that's Green Spot. It is a 7 out of 10. Check out Middleton's website. I'll post a link to it in the little comment section below. But thank you for watching Whisky Wednesday. I've been Phil. This is the Whisky Shop in Manchester, and I'll see you all soon.